Inuvik, other Indigenous people from throughout Canada, but also other people from throughout Canada and the world. And it makes Inuvik a great place to live. So with that, we will move into the agenda and we'll have the adoption of the agenda. Any further additions to that? We've included the bylaw officer.
No, that'll be on Wednesday.
What's that?
We'll add it to Wednesdays.
Okay, so we will make an addition on Wednesday. We have one more bylaw to put in just on our new bylaw officer. Any further agenda items? None. Declaration of a conflict of interest or pecuniary interest with any of the agenda items. Councilor Raymond.
8.1 and 8.2.
All right, when those come up, you can take a break. Delegations, petitions and presentations. And we have the RCMP report. Are they coming Wednesday? You don't know? Yeah, we can check and see whether Staff Sergeant Chris Wynot's coming or whether he's sending somebody else, but the report was in the package, so we'll see whether they're gonna present it on Wednesday. Usually they like to have someone come and present it and gives us a chance to ask any questions on what they're doing and how things are going. We did have two new RCMP members help out at the Sunrise Festival Pancake Breakfast, and that was great. They were there for the entire 3 hours of serving, and they were flipping pancakes and giving out sausage and bacon. And yeah, the one member had just been here a week, and I think the other one maybe a month or two. So it was great that they were able to come out and give everybody a hand. Public question period, I think we're safe on that. Item number 6, adoption of the minutes from the 12th and 14th of December meeting. Any changes, errors, anything people have noticed on the minutes? Councilor Gillis.
8.1, I think the motion should read 15 Dolphin. That's the only thing I said.
I don't have the minutes in front of me.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that is 8.3? Did you say? Sorry.
8.1.
Oh, 8.1.
I'll confirm it for Wednesday.
Okay. So 8.1 should say. Okay,
In the motion.
okay. All right, you know that?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Wrong clinic address, okay? Any further comments, questions on anything in the minutes? All right, thank you. Action items. Anything, Cindy, you want to go over from the previous meeting? We don't have a 7.1 in the package, but anything that stands out?
No, there is nothing to report. Sorry, my mic isn't working. Nothing to report. We're still waiting on the community plan
Okay,
from NACA.
any questions on anything in the minutes? Okay. 8.1, request for council decision. This is the fuel award tender for the award for the fuel treatment boundaries. So this is some of the fire smarting that the town is doing in various locations. Cindy, anything further on that?
No, it's pretty explicit in the request for council decision.
Yeah.
This tender went out last year and we're just awarding it now, so it's just following up with our fire smarting activities.
But most of this area, I guess, if you look at the map included there, is up on the area between Bumpus and the overpass or the bypass. So a huge area in there where there'll be a bunch of fire smarting. Any questions, comments on any of that?
Just a quick question, and that's fully, I think I read it was fully funded, that program, and it was budgeted for like $600,000 or something, wasn't it? on there?
That is correct.
So what do we do, and it came in at under two, are we able to use the excess for?
We continue to negotiate
Okay.
with NWTAC. Again, this is only a component. This is a multi-year project. It's not a one and done 2026. So this is just to address the areas identified in that. But there's also additional areas that we will be looking at as well over the next couple of years.
Yeah, there's definitely more areas in different areas that we haven't done any fire smarting out by the airport. And there's also where we did some clearing down Navy Road to keep the fire that may have come in from the north. So there's the good thing about it, given that it's less than what we've got so far budgeted,
Mhm.
that we should be able to do a lot more with that amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's primarily protecting infrastructure and when there is a really tight wildland urban interface like Poot Lake or the reservoir out around the ski trails and that type of thing.
Yeah, no, it's just my question was like, do we lose that
No.
for?
No, we're gonna keep on spending it.
Yeah, that's what I mean, we
As much as we
can,
can.
so we have
We
to-
just have to follow the plan that is included in your package. We just have to ensure that we are adhering to that, not going off on our own and clear cutting lots of land or anything like that, so.
Okay, any further questions on 8.1? 8.2, this is the tender award for the sewage lagoon. This we broke into two parts. We purchased a bunch of the material last year, and then this is the contract to get it done. And all that work will take place this summer. Any further questions on 3.2 million? It's a big contract, but there's a lot of complex work there and a lot of cement work and a variety of other things, so, yeah. And that should set us up pretty good moving forward. Okay. 9.1, we can get Counselor Wayman back in. Nine one and 9.2, and I'll just let Cindy explain what these two items are for their financial items.
So this is annually at the beginning of every fiscal year. We need a bylaw to approve the credit card as well as 9.2 is the line of credit. And generally it's been $250,000 for the credit card. But what we found over the past year is we pay everything with our credit card because of course that benefits us in the sense that it's a travel card, which means that we can actually use that for staff travel or the special events. And what we are finding is that monthly, because we also pay the NTPC bills with that pretty much covers the whole $250,000 right there between NTPC and Inuvik gas for the heat. So by the time those two utilities get paid, that's almost $250,000, so it leaves very little room. And ours is a monthly rotating one, which means it's administrative work to pay that off, to pay the card and then pay the card off and then still allow the remaining departments to be able to actually use their credit cards. So this would just make it easier. We wouldn't exceed that and it gets paid off every month. So it just allows us to not have to do that administrative burden.
Any questions, comments from council? Counselor Raymond?
What is our interest in all that we pay on the credit card? And is there a way TMT and save some money, or is it a huge savings at all, or
In terms of paying it off, we pay it off monthly before the next bill comes in, so we do pay it, so we're not paying interest on it, we're actually paying off whatever we've used on that credit card, so we're not getting any recognition that, we're not getting any interest applied to us that way in terms of penalties.
Mhm.
But where the bonus is coming in is that we also get those travel points, which allows us to book business travel.
Okay. Just wondering what the benefits were and pros and cons.
Any further questions, comments on 9192?
Sorry, 9.2 is, 9.1 is the credit
Okay,
card.
yeah, okay.
9.2 is the line of credit. And the reason why we have that line of credit is the first 3 months are usually fairly tight fiscally because we are waiting for the government's money to come in. And that usually doesn't start coming in until after their year end, meaning March and April. So we do have operational expenses as well as some of the bigger, sometimes some of those big invoices come in, just like December 31st, where we have to pay it off. And what we're finding, so historically, we carried a $1.5 million line of credit. And because of inflation, because of the increased invoices, the cost of doing business, those first 3 months are getting tighter. And we need a little bit of wiggle room to do that. Now, in speaking with Director Odiasi, it shouldn't be an issue. This is more of a safeguard in the event that a big utilidor bill comes in or a big repair is required at the beginning of the year. And by March, when the money starts coming in from the government, we don't need to dip into it. So again, it was normally 1.5 million. We're asking for an additional 5.5 million just to tide us over because we haven't changed that line of credit for a number of years and inflation has resulted in us having bigger bills at the beginning of the year.
Okay, questions, comments on the line of credit? Councilor Raymond?
You mean 500,000, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounded like she said 5.5. Yeah.
I'm not going to cause a mel in February, don't worry. No. That's nothing to do with my trip.
Yeah. All right. 9.3 interim tax billing bylaw. Anything special there?
No, again, this is an annual tax billing. It's the interim tax billing and it is half just until we prepare our final budget, or sorry, our final tax numbers, which comes with our final budget. So again, this is done annually just for us to start collecting taxes before the final tax bill comes out.
So if our community plan is, let's say, approved in the next month or so, and then we have some different zoning and we change the mill rate, we can still do all of that, within this bylaw and within the overall tax year.
I will find that out by Wednesday for you.
Okay.
And when we do, that would go to the administrative committee as well, just to give you all a heads up.
It needs to go to the admin committee and then come to council, but
Yep.
we don't have those zones until the community plan is approved, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So Director Odiasi will reach out to the ones that are doing the certified assessment rule and have that communication with them. If we do change the zones, how that is applied in terms of commercial versus not.
Yeah, I
And
think,
is there any changes to that category? But he will,
yeah,
he will find it.
I think we had that discussion, and the zoning is up to the town, as is the mill rate, but we don't have that approval until we get our community plan and zoning bylaw approved, so.
Correct.
That's, yeah. Okay. Any further questions on 9.3? 9.4, water and sewer utility rate increases. We went through this with the budget and, anything else, Cindy?
No, other than, now you have the firm numbers in that document. We're aware that we were going to be increasing them and it's, in the document itself that you have in your council package, we have a comparison of what we were charging and what we are now charging in 2026.
There's some comments from council? Seeing none,
I do actually have one, sorry.
Councilor Gillis.
I think my question was, in the 9.4, page 404, it says, thaw utility or other private lines and then at costs, like, I didn't quite understand that, like, if someone, was that like a person's house and then you just back charge them, is that?
Yes, so we haven't changed those rates.
No, it's at cost, but we actually will put people to work on private lines and then just back charge the,
Yeah,
The
so for
community?
instance, if the homeowner and there's an issue with their utility or their plumbing and our staff get a call out, then yes, they will be charged.
okay, thank you.
I think the other thing that's happened is our utilidor crew, in some cases, have thawed some utility debts. Because either the contractor was busy or their steam machine was broken down, so in those cases, we've also done something and then we bill back based on what that would have cost us for the call out and whatever else. Councilor Raymond.
So if the town's at fault and freezes off their house though,
What's that?
if the town's utility is at fault, do we still, and it migrates back into their house? Like, how do you justify what's the problem?
Well, Daniel might be able to explain better, but if the,
You talked about charging a person, if the utility, if you decipher that the utility where it started, or you don't know where it started and it freezes off a house or freezes up a house, how do you decipher to back charge somebody?
well,
Because you go
yeah,
off, you report off your guys, or?
If the problem is utility debt, we do that ourselves anyways, right?
Right.
So we don't, if the issue is the utility debt, we wouldn't, the first thing would be to have the customer contact a local contractor. We wouldn't even deal with it at all.
That's my
It's
question.
only if, it's only if they can't for some reason, or like Peter just explained, the Mayor just explained, if all the contractors are busy and it's an emergency, we have to get it going because it's gonna affect our own line, then we'll get it going and then charge
Because we
them
have
at
some
cost.
new areas and old areas, and a lot of the old areas are failing now, as we all know. That's why I was curious.
Yeah, but if the issue is our utility load, then it's on us. We're not charging the resident for that, for sure.
yeah, and as long as the heat's still on in the house isn't freezing up, it's typically 99% of the time, it's the customer's utility debt. Whether the heat trace has been turned off, or whether it doesn't work anymore, or whether the circ pump for some reason died and nobody fixed it, or they forgot to turn it on in the fall. Those would be- Yeah. Okay. Any further questions, comments on 9.4? Okay, we'll have that motion on Wednesday. 9.5, solid waste levy, and again, this is the increase in the solid waste. Anything further other than we discussed this during budget time?
Nothing further.
Questions, comments from council? Okay. Those are all of them. Now, we don't have departmental updates, information items. We've been forwarding all of the updates, and the minutes from the Inuvik gas supply issue to all the counselors, just to keep everybody informed, so that you would know what's going on if any of the public was asking you, and just so that you would have the latest information, at least that we have. So we hope that's working well. And then we've had a couple of meetings where a couple of counselors I know have attended the meetings, where we had other leadership in the room, and Inuvik Gas in the room, the MLAs in the room and online, as well as Minister McKay online. So everybody's been working really good together to do whatever we need to do to make sure we can keep the heat on. And thankfully, the Yukon government infrastructure on our side has done a great job on escorting trucks through, even when the roads have been closed, to make sure that we could get the fuel here that we needed. Inuvik Gas, some of their trucks, some of their contractors' trucks have had some mechanical issues which have held them up at Eagle Plains, but they've worked on that also. So we're in pretty good shape on that, and we'll continue to send out those information items to all council as we get them in. They didn't do an update today because with the road being closed on the weekend, they didn't have much to update. But I would expect with the road open now and trucks coming in, they will give us another update likely tomorrow. I keep forgetting if anyone, do we have anyone online?
Counselor Nero is online.
Okay. Councilor Merrill, if you had any questions, feel free to speak out.
No, I don't have any, thank you.
The only other information item, the Sunrise Festival, and again, kudos to Amanda and Charlotte's work to have a successful festival despite the heating challenges and some of the other challenges that have happened this year. And it goes without saying that those are the two faces of our festival, but all of the work done by the rec team and the infrastructure team to ensure that happens. Having said that, the only thing disappointing was the fireworks, and unable to do that because it was below the threshold for any safe operations. And we hope this weekend, on Saturday, that we're going to be able to do the fireworks because the weather looks like it's going to cooperate for us. So we get kind of a bonus 2 weekend activities to do.
Yeah, certainly a little bit concerned with the cold weather. People weren't going to come out, but I think people have been sitting at home for over a week and everybody came out. So all of the events at the complex, all of the workshops, everything was oversold, and a packed house Friday night, a packed house Saturday night, pancake breakfast at the Legion that fed over 200. So lots of people were coming out to everything. So it was great. I mean, it was too cool for the outside events, but everything else worked great, and good participation on the sponsorships. That's probably the best sponsorships we've had in a long, long time. So I talked to most of the sponsors, and they were very happy to contribute whatever they could to make it happen. And they'll certainly looking forward to doing it again next year. Any council concerns? Item number 12. Hearing none at this point. We don't have an in-camera session, so motion to adjourn. Moved by Donald. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Peter. Bye-bye.